the great God that keepeth covenants and mercies for them that love him and observe his commandments. And then to his Son, who is our King, our Prince, our Savior, our Apostle, our High Priest. As the scripture says, the Father has used him to reconcile us back to himself. So we thank God for his Son. And then everybody that's with us, elders, mothers, brothers, sisters, children, those that are watching online. As the scripture says, all the partakers of the heavenly calling, we thank God for each and every one of you. Okay. So we are going to do our next chapter. All right. That will be Leviticus chapter 22. All right. Leviticus chapter 22. And just a small recap on 21. Speaking unto the priest, and he was giving certain commands, laws, however you want to say, for the priests, right? Even when how they can be defiled or what they can be defiled over. So he was telling them when somebody dies, they couldn't just go to anybody's, I guess we would say, funeral or things of that nature. They couldn't defile themselves for it for every cause. But he gave stipulations on certain things, or I say certain individuals of who they can defile themselves, as in dealing with the dead and things of that nature. Also talking about, certain custom practices that were most likely being practiced where they were at, whether they originated Egypt or not. They, of course, must have been viewing that because he's given a lot of these things because of what they were seeing. So not shaving off their heads, corner of their beards, cuttings in their flesh. They start talking about the high priest and even him. It seemed like the command was even tighter for him when it comes to defiling himself with a dead body, and there's a lot of things. And then the last couple of verses is dealing with that the priest and everything, they can't be, they supposed to be like, I would say perfect, in the natural sense of, it talks about like blind, can't be lame, flat nose. I think it's like a broken nose or whatever. I'll say, yeah, like anything like deformities and things of that nature. That will be certain things that they would not be able to serve in that ministry as in the temple and everything, beloved. This is not saying they lose their inheritance and being a Levite. They can't serve, all right? Because the Most High was trying to show us things. He wanted perfection there, all right? Now he started off, of course, he's doing the outside appearance, right? However, he did desire the end to be clean and perfect as well, okay? Start at Leviticus 22. Right? Leviticus chapter 22. If you have anything, you can bring it out. If you have anything, you can bring it out. So Leviticus chapter 22, and we can do the first, let's do two verses. Two verses.
And Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto Aaron and to his sons, that they separate themselves from the holy things of the children of Israel, and that they profane not my holy name in those things where they hallow unto me. I am Yahweh.
So who's he saying to? Speak unto Aaron and to his sons. Why is he saying this, speak to all of Israel? Why do y'all think he's not saying speak to all of Israel? This question out to the class. Anybody know?
Sends a log notification.
So he specified to them because, first of all, Aaron's sons is dealing with the priesthood, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So speak unto Aaron and his sons that they separate themselves from the holy things of the children of Israel. All right. So they're setting themselves apart because they have to deal with the ministry with the Most High was giving them when it comes to the temple and things of that nation, the sacrifices. So they're separated, right, to deal with that kind of stuff. Why ain't put all of Israel? Because what? All of Israel has not been separated to deal with these kind of things. All right. The Levitical priesthood got the inheritance to deal with that. All right. They were anointed, appointed to deal with the ministry that was happening in the temple. Okay, so because all of Israel not going to be dealing with it, it's no. That's why he's specifying it. It ain't for them. They can't be separated to that because they weren't appointed to do this. All right. So Aaron and to his sons, Levites, right? And that they separate themselves from the holy things of the children of Israel, and what? That they profane not my holy name in the things which they hallow unto me. Okay, so we get one frame of reference when it comes to hallowing, right? They hallow unto me. So I'm sorry, not hallow, to profane. Okay, a way to profane God is what? Things that he set apart, that he separated to be holy. If you go and what? Paint it. Okay. So this is how profane not my holy name. It's telling you how you profane it. And those things which they hallow unto me. Okay. So we talking about, I know everybody put it as, when you say, oh, I swear to, this and that. You shouldn't just be swearing the Father. Absolutely. That's a practice that he was not telling us to do, right? However, that is not the only thing when it comes to swearing or profaning his name. Okay. It's with our actions going against the Most High and what he told us to do. Okay. That's how you profane his name. Okay. All right. Anybody else got anything for verse 1 or 2 before we move on? All right. Let's read verse 3 and 4.
Say unto them, whosoever he be of all your seed among your generations, that goeth unto the holy things, which the children of Israel hallow unto Yahweh, having his uncleanness upon him, that soul shall be cut off from my presence. I am Yahweh. What man soever of the seed of Aaron is a leper or have a running issue, he shall not eat of the holy things until he be clean. And whoso toucheth anything that is unclean by the dead, or a man whose seed goeth from him, or whosoever toucheth any creeping thing whereby he may be made unclean, or a man of whom he may take uncleanness, whatsoever uncleanness he have, that soul which hath touched any such shall be unclean until the even, and shall not eat of the holy things unless he wash his flesh with water.
All right, let's jump back up to 3. Well, I'm sorry. Anybody got anything for those 4 verses? They're kind of like a continual thought. So brother kind of read it to the 6. All right. Say unto them, all right, who's the them? And the sons. Whosoever he be of all your seed among your generations, all right, so this is going down, that goeth unto the holy things, which the children of Israel hallow unto Yahweh, having his uncleanness upon him. Okay. So uncleanness, beloved, does not have to just be, because he said unto them. So he's not talking about like something like a period, right? Because men don't have that. But they can still have uncleanness upon them. Okay. So you have to learn what those things can be so you can understand it. That soul, so if you go in there unclean, dealing with the hallowed things, right, of God, that soul shall be cut off from my presence. I mean, that person got to go. Okay. Can't be in the presence if you're unclean. Right. So this is why we talk about some of the laws. When I tell you, it talks about the women one's kind of, simple. Well, no, it could be, we're going to see it as well. You'd have a running issue or things of that nature, leper. This is why they was unclean, but people say, oh, they're in sin. No, because some things you can't help it if you're on, woman on her site. She can't help that. That's not a sin. She's unclean. Does that mean God can't talk to her? Angels they can't deal with her because no. She's not able to what? Give sacrifice and do those kind of things. Those things dealing with the temple. No, she can't go and do it at that time. Wait till afterwards. Okay. Same thing with men. We're unclean. We have to do the same thing. We have to wait. Okay. This is dealing with a cleanness and unclean. So when you're dealing with the things of God, that's a clean thing, holy, right? Righteous, clean. You can't be filthy, unclean dealing with that. All right. Simple principle. Okay. But we should know this is something to look at it nowadays, beloved. We talk things are spiritual, things of that nature. So when you're dealing in the offices, right, of the most high has set in, for people to do on this earth, you need to be clean. Okay? You need to be clean. Now, we'll go to verse 4. What man soever lives of the seed of Aaron is a leper, all right, like leprosy, the leprosy stuff, or have a running issue. Okay, so running issue could be like I always use like the blood and stuff like that. Like it ain't stopping, stuff like that. That would be part of a running issue. Is it with I guess pus and stuff, if something pussing and kind of coming out, all those kind of things, beloved. All right. It says, now if they have that, he shall not eat of the holy thing. So if they having leprosy or whatever, or they have a running issue, they can't partake in the holy thing. They can't consume it. All right. Until he be clean. Okay. So you have to wait till they get clean, then they can eat. So the practice is a holy practice. They shouldn't be performing things like doing the sacrifices, but also they can't partake of the sacrifice while they are what? That are unclean. Okay. Until you be clean, and whosoever toucheth anything that is unclean by the dead, that's specific, or a man whose seed goeth from him. All right. So seed going, that could be ejaculation, thing of a man, stuff like that, right? Or whosoever toucheth any creeping thing whereby he may be made unclean. All right. So this is how you can be made unclean. Or a man of whom he may take uncleanness, whatsoever uncleanness he has. So any uncleanness he has. All right. Now verse 6. The soul which have touched any such shall be unclean. So we got somebody that's unclean and things of that nature, right? Now it's saying a soul that toucheth any such. All right. Now you deal with somebody that's unclean. It's saying shall be unclean. How long though, beloved? All right. Because some of these issues can last some days, last time. But the person that touches them is only what? Unclean until even. All right. And what? It shall not eat of the holy things unless he wash his flesh with water. Okay. This is one of the scriptures you can see when we talking about Passover, right? And we talk about the 14th day, talk about the even. I tell you sometimes it could be the beginning of the day and the end, and something like, oh, just the beginning. So when you look at this, like we have 14th day and it says at even, right? So when you look at it, if let's say I'm gonna make brother brother kind of unclean person, right? Let's say he got the issue or whatever, and I touch him, and it's the 14th day. When do I have to wait to be clean, beloved? Or how long am I unclean till? According to the scripture, verse 5. I'm sorry, verse 6, verse 6.
The soul which hath touched any such shall be unclean until the evening, and shall not eat of the holy things until he wash his flesh with water.
So if I touch brother Kai be unclean, I will be unclean until the even. Okay. So hypothetically, if I touch them, they be in the 7th day, right? And then I touch them now, I can't go backwards. I have to go what? Forward. I'll be unclean until what? Even. All right. So this is where you can look at like the day and then go into the even. It will be that and part of it. Okay. So when just like I said, just a reference to show y'all. Okay. So and shall not eat of the holy thing unless he wash with his flesh with water. So I would not be able to partake, right, in the sacrifice or whatever until even. All right. And we're going to get I think a little more descriptive, even more with that, what it looks like later on the chapter. All right. So keep that in mind. All right. Yes, that's always such anything unclean shall not eat of the holy things unless he washes his flesh with water. Okay. And of course, the Most High, he separated because one has the issue, one just touched it, right? So maybe probably through that time, you'll probably see it. Maybe if there's something highly contagious, whatever, hopefully you'll probably see a manifestation of that, right? And then if there's a manifestation of something, let's say he had leprosy, I touched it, I got leprosy. Now I got the leprosy. Now the law of leprosy would apply to me. But maybe I touch and nothing happens or whatever, I still gotta wait, right? And then I gotta wait till say the sun going down, sunset, however you want to interpret that, and then I have to wash myself. You still gotta wash yourself, okay? Then you become clean. Then I can consume. Okay. All right. Anybody got anything before we keep going? We are at verse 7. We good, we good, we good. All right, let's keep going.
And when the sun is down, he shall be clean, and shall afterward eat of the holy things, because it is his food. The which dieth of itself, or is torn with beasts, he shall not eat to defile himself therewith. I am Yahweh.
Okay. Sorry, I'm doing some moving around in my chair. All right, so right what I said. Listen to this verse. I'm gonna read the 6 so we can go into it. The soul that touches anything shall be unclean until the even, and shall not eat the holy thing unless he wash his flesh with water. Listen, and when the sun is down, see what he's saying? He shall be clean. Okay. So we see the even part has to be later on in the day. So I can't say exactly like so, because somebody might touch somebody 9 o'clock in the morning. They have to wait to the end of the day, then wash themselves. Somebody doing that one, still have to wait to the end of the day, wash themselves. You see, so no matter what time, it didn't say, but no matter what time you touched somebody that's unclean, it's just till that even time. And then what? You wash yourself, unless you wash yourself with water. When the sun is down, he shall be clean. All right. So you can wash yourself at that even time. That could be when the sun's going down, whatever. But then when the sun is down or night, right? He shall be clean and afterwards shall eat of the holy things because it is his food. Okay. So my understanding, right? Like going to the Exodus 12, right? Says you should what? You should kill it, right? 14th day, right? You should kill it in the evening and then eat it what? Eat it in that night. Same thing with this. You be unclean, right? You wait till the evening, and then at night, now you're clean. Okay. So this is some of the how I kind of understand and put it together. Christ already shown this as well. All right. So the sun is down shall be clean afterwards you eat of the holy thing. All right. So now they can consume it. This is for somebody that touched somebody that's unclean, not somebody that has an issue that's still going. All right. This is for touching somebody. Okay. Verse 8. That which dieth of itself, or is torn with beast, he shall not eat to defile himself therewith. I mean, how? All right. So this will be like roadkill. We'll call roadkill, beloved, right? You see that, and this, of course, is kosher. This ain't talking about your little. This ain't this, the Savia killing squirrels and raccoons or something. Ran over possum. No, that's never being consumed. We talk about consumption. We is with an understanding. All right. So the things in dietary law. Let's say people hit deer, right? Hit the deer. See it on the side of the road. Okay. Now, if you don't know, I mean, primarily a lot of times you can tell how I got killed with some things. But if you just see a dead animal, even though it's kosher, you don't just go and grab and start cooking it and eat it. No. Okay. So what? That which dieth of itself or is torn with beast, he shall not eat to defile himself therewith. Why do you think that, beloved? Why does it matter if, so he's saying if you hit it, like if you hit a deer with a car and it got killed, you can eat that. But if you find it there on the side, you find a deer on the side of the road, you don't know how it got killed, he's saying don't deal with that one. Why do you think God is telling us that?
Oh, because you don't know how it's been killed. It could be contaminated or unclean in some sort of way.
You don't know how it got killed. You don't know if it ate something, right? It got poison, whatever. It died. Now, guess what? You're going to consume that, and you're probably going to take it on, right? That's how I see it. There's probably other breakdowns as well, right? If anybody had anything, definitely share it. we got to be mindful what eating. The Most High trying to show us those things. Okay. And this is why even with some of the dietary laws, some of the animals that we're consuming, right? Some things we don't break it down why not. Simply like, oh, you don't eat this because he tells us what we have to look for not to eat and know we can't eat it. However, it's probably, this is me, I would guess even the makeup of it makes a difference. All right. Because some people go, oh, it's because of what they eat. It don't say that per se in the scripture, of what they eat or whatever, right? That can play a role as well. But you might find some things that's kosher that eat some things that's like, oh, that ain't kosher. That should make that defiled. No, it might be something with how the body structure is, put together and how they process and purge certain things that might make it kosher. Okay. So don't get in those arguments where stuff outside of it, because then people got all kinds of theories and stuff, and you'll get far off. We don't eat because the scripture says it. Okay. But the Most High, of course, can give certain knowledge of why as well, that it benefits us. All right. Because I'm sure it has benefits. Okay. So yes, like Mother said, we don't know how that thing died. So you don't want to take the chance. The Most High, I don't want you to take the chance. Okay. But if you killed it, or somebody said, oh yeah, I just hit the deer and everything, then yes, now you gotta die. But if it's just laying there, sickly, it might not even be it could just be a sickly animal. You don't want to just eat it. Okay. So looking at the force. So die for himself or is torn with beast. So something else. Let's say it got in a fight, deer got in a fight with some other beast. I don't know, a wolf or something, right? And it died like that, right? You see it torn up, and you run and you shoot a wolf away, right? You're like, wow, I still got, the wolf didn't even be able to get a chance to really eat like that. It's saying don't mess with it, right? Probably because certain animals teared with beasts is probably certain, because some of the animals have like diseases in their mouth and things of that nature, right? That they can survive with, right? But when they're consuming or they tore it up, it might have got in the flesh or whatever, and you consume it and you get that. All right. So a lot of things, even a lot of sicknesses, beloved, a lot of we get from what we consuming, right? Nowadays we see, because a lot of stuff some stuff of how they're dealing with, they're not dealing with the kosher laws, but what food we're getting and all that kind of stuff, and they just throwing all kind of things that's not food into our food and things of that nature. So this is where a lot of sickness and things happen. Okay. But if we could go to this fully, we'll see there be a big difference, right? With our clarity, right? Whether with certain, how we our vision be better, right? Our brain cognitive be better, right? Everything will be functioning better just from what we're consuming, right? The more you go back to Lord, you're going to see there's going to be a proper response from our bodies dealing with these things, all right? Because he's the what? He's the mechanic of it. He's the creator of it, right? So he knows what it needs, okay? So beloved, when we looking at these things, some be like, oh, well, I see people, the dietary law in it. That's one aspect of it, right? There's other parts of it, but that's a big part. Okay, so we want to make sure also we're tempered with things, but a lot of times things are correlated with what we're consuming. Okay, so this is why the Most High have these things in there, because he it's for our benefit, beloved. Okay, he's doing these things for our benefit. All right, anybody got anything to add? Never have to wait on me. If y'all got something, make sure you bring it out. All right. All right, Brother Kai, which verse did you stop at? I'm sorry, because
I'm on verse 9.
okay, perfect. All right.
They shall therefore keep my ordinance, lest they bear sin forward and die thereof. Therefore, if they profane it, I Yahweh do sanctify them. There shall no stranger eat of the holy thing, or a sojourner of the priest, or a hired servant shall not eat of the holy thing.
You read verse 11 too.
But if the priest buy any soul with his money, he shall eat of it. And he that is born in his house, they shall eat of his meat.
All right, gotta add that part that that gives even more, a little more clarity. All right. So I'm sorry, anybody got anything for those verses? Before I run my mouth, I guess. All right. So therefore, they shall keep my ordinances. All right. Least they bear sin for it. All right. See what he's saying? Keep my ordinances, or you're going to bear the sin. All right. I mean, you're going to have the burden of going against it. Okay. Now, this is where mercy is so important, beloved. All right. When we talk about mercy, mercy doesn't mean that now. Well, all right. Let me word this right. Mess you up. So mercy don't say you never did the wrongdoing, right? Mercy sometimes don't let you carry the burden of that wrongdoing, all right? Sometimes he'll move that from it or the consequence of it. Okay. Some people think mercy is, oh, I did whatever and I didn't do, even though I stole something, it wasn't wrong, even though I stole it, it wasn't wrong. No, it was wrong. It's always wrong when you do it. But what? The Most High can have mercy where he don't put that burden, right, on you from that, or that sin on you, or count it to your charge. Okay? So they saying, but you do this, you keep these orders, so you bear the sin for it. Okay? Because there's consequences for sin, right? And it says, and die therefore. So at least the bear sins and die for it if they profane it. How would you sanctify them? So he takes this very important when he sanctify you. Okay. When you're filthy and wicked, it's like, all right, you're doing what filthy and wickedness do. But when the Most High sanctify you, beloved, when he's touching you and, putting you in the right direction, right, to serve him, right, you have a certain, degree of responsibility to do, right? You don't try to hold yourself to the world standards. No, you're not of the world no more. When you come in this, you start to become this standard. All right. You want the benefits, that is perfectly fine. He said you'll get the benefits of, but you can bear the consequences of it. All right. Because sanctifying us is no small ordeal. That's a big deal, beloved. Everybody don't get the chance to be sanctified. Okay. So once again, he said, I set you apart. So if you want to go and now get dirty, right, with the wickedness of the world, you say you want to bear the sin. Okay. All right. And I'm sorry, where we go off at? Sanctified. There shall no stranger eat of the holy thing. All right. So no stranger should be eating of the holy things. Okay. A sojourner of the priest or an hired servant shall not eat of the holy things. So there's some people that be traveling. All right, sojourner. Outside, they can't, even though they're priest, they can't do it, or a hired servant, they hired them, saying they can't eat the holy things. Okay. But if the priest buy any soul with his money, he shall eat of it. Why you think he's making a distinction? Or he that is born in this house, they shall eat of his meat. Okay. Why do you think he's making a distinction from up here and then down here? He said, these people can't eat it, but these people can. That don't seem fair. Stranger, he said they can't eat it. A sojourner of the priest, but this person sojourning with the priest, he's being with the priest. Why can't he eat it? Or a hired servant. How can a hired servant not eat it, but one that's bought with his money can eat it? Or him that's born in his house can eat it? Why is that the case? Oh, somebody had something? Something moved on my screen. Somebody was saying something. All right, simple thing. With this one, verse 10, all right? A stranger should eat the holy thing. So he's gonna, you see, he's gonna kind of, give detail what that stranger is. A sojourner, all right, journey. Somebody that's maybe came from afar and everything with the priest, or somebody that's a hired servant. Okay, so you might have somebody that's working It's like somebody we have that's working temporarily for you or whatever, right? Doing a job with you. They can't just go and eat listen, beloved, the holy things. All right. I ain't saying they can't come and just eat some regular bread. The holy things, no, they can't partake in. All right. So these people can't do it. But in 11, this is different because look at the degree of, I won't say ownership, possession wise, right? But the priest buy any soul with his money. So one is a hired servant, one is servitude. This is the person that's with them, okay, every day. This is, people say, no, I'll keep it as servitude. All right. There's somebody they bought and that's with them. They're living with them and they, have to deal with them. It's that. Okay. That person, yes, because he's responsible for that one. Okay. One is hired. Not responsible, somebody hired. You can hire somebody, blah, 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 but somebody that's dwelling with you like let's say like what do you call like a butler or maid or something. Like they be living, sometimes have the quarters. They get provided for by you. Okay. So because this is how the priests and everything, they're getting this provision from, that inheritance from Lord, they will give it to them because what? They're responsible for them. They're over them. Okay. But if you're not under that, like you're just visiting or something, no, you can't partake in it. But because they possess them, yes, they doing that because he has that ownership over them. You're going to see more detail. So buy any soul with his money, okay? He shall eat of it. So that's why he can eat of it. And he that is born in his house, all right? They shall eat of the meat. So they can consume because, of course, what? They were born in the house. Now, this can be twofold. This could be his little children and sometimes servants. Sometimes they can have a child, right? And I believe they could still be like in the house, so they will probably fall in that as well because he still will have that ownership over them. Okay. Read the verse 12 because this is still kind of correlated with it. All right, 12 and let's just read the next two or three.
If the priest's daughter also be married unto a stranger, she may not eat of an offering of the holy things. But if the priest's daughter be a widow or divorced and have no child, and is returned unto her father's house, as in her youth, she shall eat of her father's meat, but there shall no stranger eat thereof.
All right. So once again, giving a little more context. So the priest's daughter, because she might have, of course, she grew up in the house, right? Remember, born in his house. But the priest's daughter, she did, but what? Also, if the priest's daughter be married unto a stranger, she may not eat of an offering of the holy things because I guess she goes under that, what? Umbrella. She's married to the stranger. So she's connected to that house. Strangers just don't eat of it. Okay. Yes, that's his daughter. But what? When she married, it's like that marriage thing, you becoming one. Okay. But listen to this. But if the daughter be a widow, okay? So if the daughter husband dies, right? Or divorced, gave that bill of divorcement. Now she's not mine. She's not mine, right? What if she can go back to? I'm sorry, add this part, and have no child, okay? And return unto her father's house. So now it's not just she going on her own. She's going back. Whether the husband dies, she might say, you know what, I'm going back to, my dad's house, my father's house, all right, my parents' house. Okay. So if the husband dies, she could say, I'm going back to my father's house. Or she get divorced, right? And she decides to go under her father's house. Okay, because you get divorced, she might still have money, be well off, and might say, I don't want to go under my father. I want to just be to myself, have my own house. This one is talking very specifically. All right, so she's going back under her, as the scripture said, like the skirt of the father, that ranking order, right? She's going to her father. Now she becomes as what? Like she was brought up in the house again. Okay. Hopefully that I didn't make that too difficult. And the priest, okay, she may not eat the offering holy things, all right? But this one, when she returned to her father as in her youth, right? She said, I'm submitting under my father, I'm just here for a day or two, but I'm going to go. No, I'm going as my youth. I'm going back under that. She shall eat of her father's meat, but there shall no stranger eat thereof. All right, so he's reiterating, point about the strangers cannot eat it, okay? Anybody got anything they want to add or anything they see more detail with that? I didn't cover. You didn't read 14, right, Brother Kai?
Yes, sir.
All right, start 14.
And if a man eat of the holy thing unwittingly, then he shall put the fifth part thereof unto it, and shall give it unto the priests with the holy thing. They shall not profane the holy things of the children of Israel, which they offer unto Yahweh.
You can read the next one.
Will suffer them to bear the iniquity of trespass when they eat their holy things, for I, Yahweh, do sanctify them.
What do we see in 14 through 16? Anything stand out? Verse 14 through 16. Let's start right from verse 14, right? If a man eat of a holy thing unwittingly, what does that mean? What do you think that's talking about?
It's talking about the trespass offering. When you
really specific. Go ahead.
when you do it unknowingly, you're not being witty about it. But I think I was trying to answer the first question. When you was like, what's this talking about? To me, it's talking about the trespass offering that we read about back in Leviticus 5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, but I'll keep it broad. But yes, that could fall into it. So, a man eat of a holy thing unwillingly, so unknowingly they consume it. Okay. Let's say it's there. Let's say the offering. Let's say it got to the house, or whatever. Somebody's hungry. They coming out and they eat something. They didn't do it purposely. Because you're not somebody say, oh, the law just don't have no mercy. Just you do this, you die, or you do this, right? People will say those kind of things. And I tell you, you didn't read the law because it has a lot of mercy in it. Believe me. Okay. Because of no mercy, it don't matter if you did it willingly or not. You should be cut off the short. But he's saying no, because that accident could happen. But if that happens, guess what? He said, then you should put the fifth part there unto it. What does that mean, beloved? I know what that means. Then he shall put the fifth part there unto. A fifth, all right? Like math, right? So, and let's say 100, because that makes it better when we do 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. So a fifth will be one of them. So 20%, okay? So he's saying, all right, you did this unwillingly, but now you got to add 20% to it, okay? You'll hear this sometimes with, like with the tithes. I think if you like if you have to hold it back or use it or something, you have to add like a fifth part to it. I believe that might still be I think it's Leviticus, might be the earlier chapters, all right? So just kind of the same principle. So you did it, you have to did unwilling, you need to add a fifth part to it, or 20%, and shall give it unto the priest with the holy thing. Okay, so it ain't just do it, you did unwilling, okay, you're gonna bring that with basically added 20% on there, right? And they shall not profane the holy thing of the children of Israel, which they offer unto Yahweh. Got that? Or suffer them to bear any trespasses when they eat the holy things. Okay, same thing. All right. So just make it something there just in case this happens. Okay. And once again, beloved, the laws don't touch on per se everything clear cut, precise, right? It's supposed to, it gives you a lot of examples, but there's certain things that's like, I don't know exactly what the law might not spell it out all the way. This is why you have certain, priests and some men of God that they are supposed to be studying this thing and being in the spirit. And when those kind of things arrive, the law actually says you go to them, right? And they were supposed to be, of course, being prayerful and everything. And the Most High will give them wisdom of how that judgment should go. Okay. So yes, there are certain things that it might not spell out. However, the Most High does still have in the law that those kind of things still can have an answer or how to be dealt with. Okay, but the things that are spelled out clearly, deal with the things that's clearly. Things that are don't seem too clear. Somebody say, "Oh, this seems like a gray area," whatever. We got a law that deals with that. Okay. All right. Anybody? Nobody else got anything? We're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep going. Yeah, verse 17. Verse 17, I believe.
And Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto Aaron and to his sons, and unto all the children of Israel, and say unto them, Whatsoever he be of the house of Israel, or of the stranger in Israel, that will offer his oblation for all his vows, and for all his freewill offerings, which they will offer unto Yahweh for a burnt offering, ye shall offer it at your own will, a male without blemish of the beeves, of the sheep, or of the goats. But whatsoever hath a blemish, that ye shall not offer, for it shall not be accepted for you.
All right. Anybody got anything from 18 to 20? All right. So once again, speaking to Aaron and his sons, because they need to know this, and unto all the children of Israel. All right. So everybody should be knowing this. Whatsoever he be of the house of Israel or of the strangers in Israel, because we have strangers among us as well. All right. And they will offer, they believe they're going to offer things as well. All right. That will offer his oblations, vows, all those kind of things. All right. It says, ye shall offer at your own will a male without blemish. All right. Beeves of the sheep or of the goats. So all these things should be without blemish. All right. It should be as we say, a perfect sacrifice. Okay. A perfect sacrifice, because what shouldn't have should be the form, the things we see like at the priest, right? They can't have like an eye missing or broken foot on it. Your cattle and things you offer them, it shouldn't have that. Okay. There's a lot of different ways you can perceive that, right? Some people can look at it as a foreshadow of Christ being a perfect sacrifice, right? Now blemish, or not having sin in the spiritual sense. You can look at it as well as, oh man, I just had a thought. I'm sorry, we should be giving the Most High our best. Okay. So a lot of these things is about giving the Most High our best. So when we think about offerings and when you deal with tithes and all that stuff, it's getting in that mindset that we should give the Most High our best and not our leftovers. Okay. When you love someone, you want to give them the best of you. All right. Not the leftovers of you. Okay. If I love the Lord, I'm going to give him the best of my time. Right. I'm not going to get whatever I got left. I'll give it to you. Right. You give that to somebody you don't really care about. Right. You love them. I'm gonna make sure I give you the best. I'm gonna give you the best of my time, all this stuff. Somebody you don't really care about is like, all right, whatever I got left over, I'll give to you. This is the spirit he's trying to get us to understand. So it was never about why God don't need money. No, he don't need money. He don't need this stuff, right? But it's something that we should understand the principle behind of what he's doing. All right. So I tell you how you do anything is how you do everything. Okay. Everything when it comes to the Most High, give them your best. In return, what does the Most High give? Give us the best. He gave us the earnest. He gave us the best of the Spirit. Okay? But that's not given to people that want to give God anything or the leftovers, right? You want to give him second best. We know he don't accept that. We've seen that even in the beginning. Okay? But he wants us to give the best of ourselves. If you give the best of yourself, you'll be good. That's all he wants us to do. All right. So this is why he made that kind of mandate. Not that, I'm going to sin and now I'm going to try to get the best sheep. That they started, polluting themselves in their mind and thinking this is going to be acceptable. I'm going to do whatever. And I'll just give him the best I'll get a good sheep and he'll be fine with it. That wasn't what he was trying to establish. Trying to let you know, even when you do something wrong, if it's like a trespass thing, do something wrong. Right? You come with the sincerity of the spirit. All right. That's the perfect time. You going with the sincerity of your heart. Lord, I'm so sorry. But I should have did that. Right. That's the kind of sacrifice we can do now. That's the best of it. Now you have some people that are saying, Lord, I'm sorry, but if so and so wasn't talking about me, I would have never did that. See, you didn't get the best. You're giving a sacrifice with blemish, right? This is where Christ was showing up. He's saying, you got two people coming up. He said, you got that, that I think it was a Pharisee or a priest. I forgot which one, how he elaborated, but he said he's coming up there, saying, Lord, I'm not like this person. I tithe 1/10 of everything. I'm fasting twice a week and those kind of things, right? He's coming there. That sacrifice he ain't coming there humbling everything. That sacrifice ain't coming perfect. But he said he got this sinner coming up and giving what? I don't have much. I'm just a lonely sinner. I know I'm not doing anything. Lord, I'm just filthy. He's coming with what? The sincerity. That's the perfect. And Christ said, which one do you think the Father accepts? Which offering you think the Father's going to accept out of the two? And if you can understand it, you're going to say that person that rent his heart. He gave the best of what he had. The other one was just kind of cocky with it. But these kind of principles is in the law. They just didn't understand it, right? So this is what I want us to understand, beloved. This is why it's always the intent. Some people give thousands, millions to churches. And there's somebody, look, the little widow's mite. And he's like, she gave more. Wait, a mite ain't more than all this money? Pharisee's like, what? She gave, I would never, I give, 1,000 times as much as she gave, but he's saying that's the one. That's the had the perfect sacrifice behind it. Why? Because she put faith in it. This is what I have. I don't even know how I'm going to do it. I'm going to give you the best. I'm going to give you all. All right. So it's the mindset of how, like the giving is a manifestation of your spirit and what your thoughts is. And even with relationships, look at it. Ladies, when the man truly cares, he's giving you the best. If he's giving you leftovers of everything, you can be like, I seem like I'm not, I don't seem important to him, right? But he's making that time, making those things for you. Now it seems like, okay, you're more inclined to feel a certain way. But if he's just treating you like anybody else and everything, you don't feel inclined. All right? So the same thing, beloved. It's the spirit of why we're doing anything. Okay? Don't give to the Lord grudgingly. Like I know Paul's using it as like a money thing, but also, beloved, that's a spiritual thing. Don't do anything where you feel, oh, I gotta do this. Oh, I gotta sing for the Lord. I gotta praise. So you don't need to have that spirit with anything when it comes to Most High. Because he don't need it. We thinking we doing God a favor. Well, I gotta do this. No. You don't need that, beloved. It's in our best interest. We should be thrilled to do things for the Most High. We should be asking, what can I do more for him? Because see, when it's flipped the other way, we don't never say, Lord, stop blessing me, stop giving me that, right? We accept it all, right? He can never give us enough. We'll take it all. But if we look in the mirror, do we do the same thing for him? And maybe there's some things, beloved, where it seems like he's not answering and showing, being present in certain aspects of our lives, but are we giving our all to him? Or are we just giving whatever feels comfortable, what we feel is good enough for him? All right. So just think about that. This is about getting better and walking in the spirit and being more perfect when it comes to him. Okay. All right. Brother Kai went off on a tangent again. All right. So you should not offer at your own will a male without blemish. Once again, they say it over and over. But whatsoever have a blemish, that shall you not offer, for it shall not be acceptable for you. All right. So he don't want I'm going to offer him anything. Okay. We should not have that spirit of offering him anything. That's what he's trying to teach us. Okay. And we caught up on just the animal aspect. The spirit behind it is he wants you to give your best. Okay. Not your second best, not your third, not your fourth, your best. You give the best and your all to God, he's going to give you the best. Okay. All right. Did you read 21?
No.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm about to go ahead. All right.
And whosoever offereth a sacrifice of peace offerings unto Yahweh to accomplish his vow, or a freewill offering in beeves on a sheep, it shall be perfect to be accepted. There shall be no blemish therein, blind or broken or maimed, or having a wind, or scabby or scab. Ye shall not offer these unto Yahweh, nor make an offering by fire of them upon the altar unto Yahweh.
We're kind of reiterating the same thing. All right, this is dealing with the peace offering, though, specifically. All right, or free will offering. All right, so all sacrifices was not dealing with because people sinned. All right, the Most High, he takes thank you offerings, things of that nature. Right, we appreciate you offerings. Okay, so there's some people that, like I said, the Most High was blessing them. They didn't have no complaints, but they were giving to him and said, "Lord, I just thank you." Right, of course, he would love that. And sometimes, you want to just be, sometimes thanked or, appreciate you, right? Right. If you're put all relationships, if your partner, your wife or whatever, like flowers or everything like that, she likes flowers. She only getting it when you mess up. It kind of takes the whole thing about it, right? So if you love, you should be, it should just be coming to the Lord when you're going through. Oh, I need this job. Now I'm coming to the Lord. Now I'm going to pray. Now I'm going to do those things, which I know in my spirit I should be doing already. But now I'm going to start doing this, right? When I want something. And that's the kind of relation. This is how you will have, this is how you will think about your God, right? They call it, you be a crisis Christian, is what they call it, right? Only in a crisis you come to God, right? Then you start to blow off that Bible, right? Had all that dust. Now I'm gonna start reading because I need this new job. I need to get this much. I'm gonna start doing this. I'm gonna show up to the class now because I need God's favor now, right? But you're seeing that, beloved, you can be also exposed and manifesting hypocrisy, right? That I believe when I want God answer, I'm gonna do this. So you already know how you should be, right? So this is what we're gonna say, beloved. If you know you should be doing, go and do it. Don't wait till certain circumstances happen. Then you want to give, you want to hurry up and answer, do all these things. Stay in that spiritual mode. Do all that you're supposed to be doing. Okay? That's where we want you to stay at. And situations will happen, everything, and sometimes it will wake you up or shake you up. And that's a blessing. That's a blessing, beloved. He might shake you up and say, you know what, you need to do this. You need to go further than that. And that's awesome. All right. But the things you know to do, beloved, go and do it. All right. All right. Of course, and once again, if it's not perfect, do not offer it. Okay, he's making it very clear he don't want you to offer anything up to him. All right. But the Kai, I don't think I see anything in the chat or anything, so I guess we'll keep going. Nobody got anything. Let's keep going.
Either a bullock or a lamb that have anything superfluous or lacking in his parts, that mayest thou offer for a free will offering, but for a vow it shall not be accepted. You should not offer unto Yahweh that which is bruised or crushed or broken or cut, neither shall ye make any offering thereof in your land.
So this is making now a distinction between the two. Bullock or a lamb that have the superfluous or lacking in its parts. All right. So this thing is lacking. That mayest thou offer for a free will. So you got that for a free will offering, but for a vow, it shall not be accepted. So he's just making a difference in the free will and the vow offering. Okay. Why exactly? I will say because the free will it's almost like, I guess because it's you just giving whatever. I guess they kind of a standard on it. It's like I'm giving whatever, it's free will. I'm guessing that's why it can be lacking or something like that. But the vow, because you're trying to get something, I guess that's probably got to be more strict to it and give them the whole thing. All right. But once again, just free will offering be lacking. All right. You read we read 24, right? Or no? I'm mixing my verses up now.
No. Yeah, I read it.
All right. You should offer to the Lord, which that okay, yeah. So same thing. All right. And you should not make any offering thereof in your land. Let's keep going. Let's keep going.
Neither from a stranger's hand, shall ye offer the bread of your God. Of any of these, because their corruption is in them, and blemishes be in them, they shall not be accepted for you.
Stop right there real quick.
Mhm.
So neither from a stranger's hand shall ye offer the bread of your God in any of these. All right. So they should not be offering the bread of God. Why? He said because the corruption is where at? He said it's in them.
Mhm.
And the blemishes be where at? In them. Okay. They shall not be accepted for you. Not going to accept that one. Okay. And this is where we said, even Paul talking about, we should offer up our bodies as a living sacrifice. That's not that's out of nowhere. No, we have this kind of principle. He's showing the offering how he can't believe. He's also saying what? These people that's living, he's saying that they have the corruption in them and the blemishes in them. All right. So we can always see it was also, dealing with the spiritual matter as well. Okay. So he wants the offering to be good, and he also wants the person that's offering it to be clean as well. So this is where I say with some people like, I know that my pastor preacher, they wicked or they off and things of that nature, but they're nice and I want to be here and everything, and I'm giving my offer. You don't understand that the Most High is he that's part of the offering aspect. You're offering, but also the one that's offering, it's all in that, that mixed together. All right. So that's as important. It's very important. Okay. So it's not, I know what we mean, and I know we sometimes mean well, but we do need to understand. No, if they're filthy and they touch that clean thing, they're defiling. Okay. This is how the scriptures illustrate it. They defiling it. This is why Christ comes also, it's so many different folds with it, but this is why Christ coming really cleaning the house up and cleaning this priesthood up, right? That we be what? We be clean and we'll be able to do the offerings correctly. We have the right spirit. Okay. All right. All right, let's keep going, Brother Kai.
Go. And Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, when a bullock or a sheep or a goat is brought forth, then it shall be 7 days under the dam. And from the 8th day and thenceforth it shall be accepted for an offering made by fire unto Yahweh. And whether it be cow or eel, ye shall not kill it and her young, both in 1 day.
Okay, yeah, we stop there. All right, same thing. I mean, can't really do it. So 7 days, all right. And he said the 8th day can be offered. Some of his numbers he deal with. You'll see 8th day with the one the feast talks about an 8th day. So there can be some symbolism as well with that, like the completion and then now almost something new. So 7 days under the dam, so it'd be under his mother. All right, so you don't tamper with it for those 7 days. Okay. Then from the 8th day, henceforth, it shall be accepted for an offering made by fire. So then you can kill it. That's very young, 8th day. However, you can do it. Okay. So now let's say whether it's a cow or ewe, you cannot kill both in 1 day. So you can't kill a mother and the child in 1 day. So let's say after the 8 days happen, you're ready to kill the child. Don't kill the mother the same day. Okay. I'm not 1,000% sure why, or maybe what the reason why he have it like that or whatever. I'm not 100% sure, but we know what you couldn't do though. All right. Unless somebody has something, they know why not, but I'm not 100% sure on my end. Okay. Let's keep going then. See nothing.
And when you offer a sacrifice of thanksgiving unto Yahweh, offer it at your own will.
Mhm.
On the same day it shall be eaten up. You shall leave none of it until the morrow. I am Yahweh.
All right. So, and Thanksgiving, once again, giving thanks, right? You want to give that, you can give that, offer it at your own will. All right. So you can do that at your own will. This could be anytime, ain't like a set day. Okay. So you're like, oh, Thanksgiving, you can do it every day. So yes, you can offer this. Now listen to the point that he's saying. On the same day it shall be eaten up, ye shall leave none of it All right, until tomorrow. So some people like, well, this is my thing. Listen, you wouldn't even be able to get leave it over for tomorrow, okay? Because this is something where he'll do with some of the sacrifices. He won't let you keep it, to have leftovers. All right. So with this one, so the Thanksgiving, the sacrifice of Thanksgiving, that one will not be able to be eaten the next day, right? His reasoning behind it. Okay. Let's finish it up, Brother Kai.
Therefore shall ye keep my commandments and do them. I am Yahweh. Neither shall ye profane my holy name, but I will be hallowed among the children of Israel. I am Yahweh, which hallow you, that brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. I am Yahweh.
That's a beautiful way to end the chapter. All right. Shall keep my commandments and do them. I am Yahweh. I'm going to throw a question. What's the question I want from this one? Oh, no. So verse 32, neither shall you profane my holy name. All right. But I'll be hallowed among the children of Israel. So how you can profane his holy name is by what? Not keeping the commandments. All right. Keep my commandments and what? Do them. All right. Keeping it is doing it. Not just be a hearer of the laws and the commandments, but a what? A doer. All right. So he said what? I'm Yahweh. I'm your God. This is why you're going to do my commandments. If I'm not your God, then you don't need to worry about it. Let me make it plain. Some people are like, I don't want to deal with God. I don't got to do that. Yes. If you don't deal with our God, you don't do it. Yes. I'm saying in the sense you don't have to do it because you don't believe it's your God. These things is to show or manifest that you, a servant of God. You do his commandments, right? So we said, who do you serve? I'm going to look at what you're doing. I can tell who you serve, right? If you're doing things, you serve that God. You don't got to say what you are to dominate. What you doing is showing you serve. What God are you submitting to? Okay? When you're submitting to the Most High God, you're going to do his commandments. If he's your God, do his commandments. If he's your master, do what he tells you to do. Okay? So that's how you will not profane his name. He says, but I will be hallowed among the children of Israel. I'm going to be referenced. I'm going to be in a certain light. I'm going to be sanctified. I'm not going to be like everybody else with, they done with their God. I'm going to be hallowed among them, right? That what? Brought us out of the land of Egypt. All right? To be your God. So the whole reason he brought us out is the what? That he can be our God. That we can what? Serve him. It was going to be, being in Egypt and everything, he was going to be able to serve like we was meant to serve him. But he brought us out that we can serve him, right? In perfection, and righteousness, and holiness, and in sanctification. All right. So we thank the Most High, we deliver us out of his land. We can even serve him more, more effectively as well. Okay. But we thank the Most High that he is still, even in the land of captivity, he is still present. He is still being a guide to us. He is still being a light to us. All right. And we thank him for that. We thank him for his mercy. We thank him for his kindness. All right. We have so much to give to the Most High God for how good he's been to us. All right. Anybody got anything they want to add before we close it out? All right. If not, those that are watching through YouTube, all right, I'm going to close y'all out. We say shalom.